Delta is an American family of expendable launch systems that has provided space launch capability in the United States since 1960. Japan had also launched license-built derivatives like N1, N2, and H1 from 1975 to 1992. More than 300 Delta rockets have been launched, with a 95% success rate. Only the Delta IV Heavy rocket remains in use. Delta rockets are currently manufactured and launched by the United Launch Alliance. The original Delta rockets used a modified version of the PGM-17 Thor as their first stage. PGM-17 Thor was the first ballistic missile deployed by the United States Air Force. The Thor had been designed in the mid-1950s to reach Moscow from bases in Britain or similar Allied nations. And the first wholly successful Thor launch had occurred in September 1957. Subsequently, satellite and space probe flights soon followed, using a Thor first stage, with several different upper stages. The fourth upper stage, used on the Thor, was the Thor Delta, Delta being the fourth letter of the Greek alphabet. Eventually, the entire Thor Delta launch vehicle came to be called simply Delta. NASA intended Delta as an interim general-purpose vehicle to be used for communication, meteorological, scientific satellites, and lunar probes during 1960 and 1961. The plan was to replace Delta with other rocket designs when they came online. From this point onward, the launch vehicle family was split into two: a civilian variant, flown from Cape Canaveral, which bore the Delta name, and a military variant, flown from Vandenberg Air Force Base, which used the more warlike name, Thor. The Delta design emphasized reliability rather than performance by replacing components which had caused problems on earlier Thor flights. NASA made the original Delta contract to the Douglas Aircraft Company in April 1959 for 12 vehicles of this design. From 1969 through 1978, Thor Delta was NASA's most used launcher, with 84 launch attempts. Scout was the second most used vehicle, with 32 launches. Satellites for other government agencies and foreign governments were also launched on a cost-reimbursable basis, totaling of 63 satellites. Out of the 84 launch attempts, there were 7 failures, or partial failures, with a 91.6% success rate. Delta family of rockets have 4 members: Delta 1, 2, 3, and 4. Delta 1, 2, and 4 also had further configurations. Delta 1 had 13 configurations, naming Delta A, B, C, D, E, F, G, J, K, L, M, N, and Super 6. Don't try to count it, you don't have that much fingers. In 1972, McDonnell Douglas introduced a 4-digit numbering system to replace the letter naming system. The new system could better accommodate the various changes and improvements to Delta rockets, and avoided the problem of a rapidly depleting alphabet. The first digit specified the rocket's tank and main engine type, the second digit represented the number of SRBs, the third digit represented second stage, and the fourth digit specified third stage. The new naming series included the 0100 series, the 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, and 5000 series, with the digits representing its respective assigned rocket parts. All these were Delta 1 rockets. Delta 2 had Delta 6000 and 7000 series. Delta III included the 8000 series. Delta III was not much successful, as 2 out of the 3 launches were a failure, and the third only carried a dummy payload. After Delta III, came Delta IV, which fell into the category of 9000 series. As part of the Air Force's Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle program, McDonnell Douglas and Boeing proposed Delta IV. Delta IV is a group of 5 expendable launch systems in the Delta rocket family, introduced in the early 2000s. Delta IV was different from its predecessors. The first stage used liquid hydrogen as fuel, instead of kerosene, and increased the diameter. The kerosene engine was being replaced with Rocketdyne RS-68 engine, the first new, large, liquid-fueled rocket engine designed in the United States since the Space Shuttle main engine in the 1970s. It was designed for low cost, had lower chamber pressure and efficiency than the Space Shuttle main engine, and a much simpler nozzle. The nozzle was ablatively cooled, instead of active cooling, to reduce cost. Originally designed by Boeing's Defense, Space and Security Division for the Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle program, the Delta IV became a United Launch Alliance product in 2006. The Delta IV is primarily a launch vehicle for United States Air Force military payloads, but has also been used to launch a number of United States government non-military payloads, and also commercial satellite. The Delta IV originally had 2 main versions, which allowed the family to cover a range of payload sizes and masses. The 2 versions were retired Delta IV Medium and currently operational Delta IV Heavy. Delta IV Medium had 4 configurations. As of now, only the Heavy remains active, with payloads that would previously fly on Medium moving to either the existing Atlas V or the forthcoming Vulcan. Retirement of the Delta IV is anticipated in 2024. As of March 2022, 3 flights remain.